Yeah. And David Foster loves it.
Sound check.
G'day and welcome back to another vocal analysis here at Voice Essentials. My name is Dr. Dan and today we are going to be reviewing the wonderful voice of Charice. Now, Charice no longer goes by that name, so if you search that name up online, you're likely to come across Jake Zyrus, and that is who Charice now is known as. Regardless, we're going to be listening to a performance from many years ago, over a decade ago, when the singer was going by the name Charice, doing the wonderful song by Celine Dion, All By Myself. Fantastic song, big sing, and this singer is a pocket rocket. I mean, the sound, the amplitude that comes out of this voice is quite amazing. We're going to be looking at things like body alignment, vocal tract shaping. So there's a lot going on here, and she's performing this as a part of a David Foster show. What a thrill to be able to sing alongside him. Let's dive in and enjoy the performance that was All By Myself.
When I was young, I never needed anyone. Making love was just for fun. Those days are gone.
Straight up, I just want to appreciate the warmth of that tone. The way it sits so beautifully is just exquisite. It is just a lovely, lovely, beautiful vocal tone. And the way she's achieving that is through really good shape of the vocal tract. It's not a narrow tract, it's a lovely, wide, wonderful, free sound, and it's gorgeous. I can understand why David Foster has fallen in love with this voice. I mean, there's a lot of reasons coming up to fall in love with this voice. It gets very big, but even just this low, mellow tone, it's beautiful.
Living alone, I think of all the friends I've known.
Just appreciating too her mic technique and how close she's holding the mic. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Sennheiser SKM 9000. It's a $5,000 mic. Like these things are expensive. It's a great mic, and she's sitting it so nice and close, which means she's not pushing the capsule, and she's just allowing the capsule to be warm with her, and that's really good technique.
When I dial the telephone, nobody's home.
So we get that contrast, don't we, from the warmth into a slightly cleaner, more focused tone. That gives us that contrast, which sits on the back of that really classic bum 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 from the kit. So let's just go back and have a listen to that entrance, because it really does give us that lift. But she's not driving the voice to give us the contrast, and that's the key. She's using tonal quality to give us that change.
When I dial the telephone, nobody's
So it's broad, it's mellow, and now we're going to get the change.
all by myself.
Right.
Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. Hard to be sure.
And it's important for her too, vocally to not be too big too soon, because she's got to come straight back into the next verse, which is again still mellow. It's lifted a little bit, but she doesn't want to get too big with the voice and engage the musculature that then wouldn't allow her to maintain that mellow tone, that shaping. Can I also just draw your attention to, so you can see her posture, her alignment at the moment? It's very narrow, and she's also standing on really high heels, like very, very high heels. And it's very narrow stance. She's going to get away with that in this lower section. You're going to probably notice there is a widening of her stance as she gets higher, because we need to lower that center of gravity to ensure that we don't build too much upper body tension as we get into the bigger stuff. But right now, she's getting away with that narrow stance, a stance that I would prefer to see a little bit wider, but it's working for her. Right now, low, narrow, but as we get higher, we need to spread the width of the stance, the feet, to give us that opportunity to bend in, to maintain good tension management.
Sometimes I feel so insecure. Love so distant and obscure remains.
That's interesting. Just have a listen to there. The voice just slips a bit on that low section. And it goes to show this is not easy to maintain, this shape, this color. Have a listen.
Sometimes I feel so insecure.
Yeah.
Love so distant and obscure.
Hear that? Just didn't quite maintain the tone. No biggie.
All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. All by myself. Don't wanna live all by myself anymore.
She's a great singer. But you can see why so few singers tackle this in the mode of a Celine Dion. This is so big. And Charice is doing such a fantastic job of this. And we're about to enter into the really big stuff. And just a side note, no, the glitter on the mic doesn't have any effect on the sound. just in case, that was a dad joke. Just in case you were wondering, the glitter doesn't help. That's interesting. Have a look at the type of mic that's sitting just there on the piano that David Foster is using. That's a Shure Beta 87A. It's actually the mic I use and I preference personally, mostly because I can't afford a $5,000 Sennheiser. But the 87A is still a great condenser capsule, and I love singing into it. And it's interesting because often performing groups and houses will typically only be using one type of mic. Not always, but it's just interesting to see that for David Foster, who's speaking, he's using the 87A. And for Charice, she's using the glitter Sennheiser, probably a 9000. Someone watching is going to correct me, or almost for certain, which I'll be happy to be corrected. If it's not the 9000, let me know what mic you think it is that Charice is using, the Sennheiser. Beautiful arrangement.
All by myself.
Now she chooses to go to the twang sound.
All
because she's got to set up the placement. Yeah. And David Foster loves it. Why wouldn't you? Great. Have a look at the width of the stance. She's going wider. It drops the center of gravity. Fantastic. Such a big voice in a little frame. Yeah. Really good. Yeah.
Charice!
Very good. Very good. It was such a fantastic singer. At the end there, I would have liked to see her maintain her alignment just a little bit more forward, but you know, it all worked. And so we always talk about, is it sustainable? Is it sufficient? Efficient. It was more than sufficient. Efficient and healthy. And there's nothing untowards in any of what we just seen. And I'm so pleased that someone recommended we watch her, because that is a great voice. So make sure that if you've got recommendations for us to review and have a listen to and discover together, leave your suggestions in the comments section below, because I love discovering new voices, and especially voices as great as Charice. I hope you've enjoyed today's vocal analysis. My name is Dr. Dan. Sing well.